Welcome back to the show. Check out these headlines. The SEC issue a no action letter, and at the same time, the SEC plans to allow stocks to trade on chain and plan to launch quickly. XRP reclaims the number 3 spot, and we got so much more. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back. Yeah, hold on one second here. There we go. Welcome back now. You can follow us on X, YouTube, and digperspectives.com for exclusive content. Right now, we are at $4.09 trillion market cap for crypto. Yes, the whole market is up 2.9%. And look at all this green right here. Look at all that green. Bitcoin right now, 116,000 plus. We see 4,200 plus for Ethereum, wants to be 4,300. XRP reclaims the number 3 spot at 294. Now we're up 3.4 on the 24 and we're up 2.3 on the 7-day. Let's look at the range of price really quickly here. Range between 282 and 294. We are on the top side of that range. And who's mad about it? Not me, I can tell you that. Let's look at this really quickly, ladies and gentlemen. It's Caleb and Brown. If you haven't checked it out, like so many others have, what are you waiting for? You're going to love this experience. It's really true when we say here, DAI and myself have come together so you can open your free account. All you have to do is go to xrpwealth589.com. This is what I've been waiting for since I got into crypto. No more worrying if I've been hacked, if my transfers went through, or if I set my market orders correctly. And why? Because I get free institutional grade custody. They have one flat fee. And if you do large withdrawals, you can even work a deal and negotiate that with your broker. And this is the kind of relationship I want to build. It's clear when you get here and you start working with Caleb and Brown, you will find out what they're really interested in is keeping your assets completely safe, which they do an incredible job of, and then building a long-term relationship with you. And you know what? That's exactly what I'm looking for the people that I work with. So if you're interested in that, you want to check them out. No doubt about it. XRPwealth589.com. Get started today. We see that this is in breaking the U.S. government officially shuts down. Could this become the black swan that kicks off a catalyst for ushering in the new financial system? I think there's an argument to be made for it in some way, direct or indirect, because at the same time that that is happening, and believe me, everyone's focused on the government shutting down. Reporter gaggle right here, SEC Paul Atkins chair, who tells us that crypto is the SEC's top priority right now. While the government's shutting down, crypto is a top priority for the SEC. And he puts his money where his mouth is. The U.S. Securities Exchange Commission has signaled major shift in its approach to cryptocurrency oversight, granting state chartered trust companies the green light to custody digital assets on behalf of SEC registered advisors and funds. Now, I got to tell you, this is huge. Let's go to Eleanor Terrett here, who breaks it down. SEC issued a no action letter saying the investment advisors can use state chartered trust companies as qualified custodians for crypto assets. What does this mean? Under the Investment Advisor Act of 1940, advisors must keep client assets with a qualified custodian, usually a bank or a trust company with national fiduciary powers. This guidance gives investment advisors and registered funds comfort that they can use a state trust company to custody crypto assets. This additional clarity was needed because state chartered trust companies were not universally seen as eligible custodians for crypto assets. Brian Daly, director of the SEC Division of Investment Management, told Eleanor. Under this new staff guidance, state chartered trust companies can now qualify for crypto custody if investment advisors do their due diligence and deem in its client's best interest. So this is huge. Why does this matter? It opens the door for more players in crypto custody market as well as broader access for funds to custody crypto. Players like Coinbase, Ripple, and Standard Custody, BitGo, Wisdom Tree Funds, and others will be recognized as qualified custodians. So this is massive. And let's tie it in because I know that you were thinking it, and I was too. And here's Chad Steingraber. You know damn well he was thinking it. Standard Custody Ripple New York Trust Charter License. This is exactly what I was thinking of while reading this. Ripple gained Standard Custody's New York Trust Charter, adding to its collection of licenses, which already included U.S. money transmitter license and a major payment institution license in Singapore. And what do we know? That this absolutely opens the door for Standard Custody and Ripple to be a qualified custodian. This is getting really big and it gets bigger. Take a look at this. To add to what we just went over, the SEC is also considering allowing stocks to trade on chain with plans to launch quickly. What? Oh my goodness, this is great. Now, all of this is happening while we're watching. What are we watching happen here? I'll tell you what we're watching happen here. We're watching, and I want to get this piece. This is what I want right here. We are watching the government shut down and everything is being turned on. You know, some would say that this is a flip of the switch moment. Breaking, the SEC is moving to allow stocks to trade on chain like crypto. Basically, investors could buy tokens on crypto exchanges that represent shares of companies like Apple, Tesla, etc. You get the idea. If crypto exchanges become the New York Stock Exchange front door, buckle up. No question about it. This is going to be exciting to see how this develops. And at the same time, the government shuts down, the SEC is preparing to launch tokenized stocks on chain for crypto platforms. This is remarkable. Donald Trump Jr. says crypto will preserve US dollar dominance. Really? Huh. Isn't that interesting? One of the president's sons. Funny. That's exactly what we've been saying for years. And we've been getting laughed at, attacked. It's so far away, right? And yet here we are. Congratulations to all of you. And here's more evidence that we're right, and so is Donald Trump Jr. Breaking, oil prices extend losses towards $62 a barrel on reports that OPEC is considering a 500,000 barrel per day output hike every month for the next 3 months. Gas prices are likely headed to a new 2025 low. Well, when I look at this, what is the US dollar currently elevated by to have the luxury of the global reserve status? It is the petrodollar, right? Well, all of this is happening while the government's shutting down. And what do we know?
Authoritarian governments or deflationary national currencies.
Thanks for the question. We see many examples of this. I think of the comparison to the petrodollar system, where starting back in the 70s, the series of agreements with Gulf states created an enormous new source of secular demand for dollars. We're seeing the same thing happening today in emerging markets, where people are taking enthusiastic advantage of this new liberty and this new capability where they can hold dollars and they can, again, get direct access to the world's preeminent reserve currency. I think this is a really big deal for global liberty and for global prosperity.
There you have it. That's the CEO of Stripe. And by the way, Stripe holds like a 2 or 5%, I think it's 2 or 3% hold on all of the XLM that exist. Yeah, they knew it was coming too. Again, this is where we've been, and here we see the president, one of the president's sons, saying the same thing about dollar dominance and protecting it. And I say replacing the petrodollar system is exactly why what we've been talking about. And stablecoins replace the need for the petrodollar agreement because those private issuers will hold those U.S. treasuries, and there won't be a need over time to have the petrodollar agreement ever again, right? That's where we're going here. And I believe go one step further. I believe once we reach that level and you get enough liquidity and utility happening on the XRP ledger, I believe at that point, you could underpin the US dollar with XRP. That's the ultimate goal. And at that point, you could start to contract the issuance of private stablecoin issuers. I believe that could happen through merger acquisition over time, too. Meanwhile, what else do we see going on? While the government's shutting down, the SEC's preparing to allow all this incredible stuff, right? What else do we see? We see this breaking. 10 EU banks are launching a regulated layer 1 blockchain network specifically for tokenization. Real world asset is going institutional, no experiments. So tell us what you went with. That's we all want to know, right? We all want to know. And you know what? Here's what they didn't go with. I can tell you that.
Technology, whether you call it crypto assets, currencies, or whatever, and it's far from the bitcoins that we used to talk about a year ago.
It's far from the bitcoins we used to talk about a year ago. Well, what could she be talking about? What could she be talking about?
And you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
And there you have it. So I think we got at least a direction of somewhere we're going to be. And at the same time that the government shuts down, right? Remember, September 30th was the day that we were supposed to see the implementation of new modern payments to and from America's bank accounts. How about that? The US Treasury. Yeah. And today we're shut down and they were supposed to be put down. So did we shut down intentionally so we could turn the new system on and begin a cutover? Does one have to do with the other or does it not? You know, we still don't know the answer, but I tell you, it looks highly suspect that this could be a part of something here, which makes me look towards all of these acquisitions that if we are seeing this kind of a transition onto a new on-chain system here, then they're going to need massive liquidity. And that's why Ripple bought Hidden Road, right? That's exactly right. And then we know that Hidden Road got the license with the DTCC so they could help settle the 100 trillion that the DTCC can tokenize without anyone's permission. Is that where we're going? Is this the moment we're in? I don't know the answer, but I tell you, it's looking very, very likely that some part, if not all of this, is headed in that direction. And I don't even know what to say other than I'm super excited to find out where we come out on the other side of this thing because there's so many positive things happening right now. Listen, it's not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.